Hello, I'm Paul Clay, and today I'm here with Dion Ricon. He's an accounting enthusiast. He owns his own business, and he's here today to show us how to save money on our taxes and prepare for next year's tax filing season. So Dion, you own your own business, you do tax advising, you do preparation of taxes, you also help businesses find solutions, you do bookkeeping. Can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and your company?
Yeah, definitely. So my name is Dion Rincon, founded DRBS LLC, which is primarily a bookkeeping firm that offers tax planning and tax preparation services. And what we do is we use the bookkeeping that we do on a monthly basis for our clients to provide strategic advisory on how they can grow and optimize their business so that they can maximize their profitability.
So Dion, we're about ready to be slammed by this tax season. It's coming up. I know you're going to be extremely busy. On the personal side, what are some of the things that people can do two ways? One, to help themselves with the taxes from last year that they're going to be filing soon, and then also the way to plan for next year to be as efficient as possible with their taxes.
Yeah, so there's two ways that you can essentially make sure that you don't have a big tax bill. You can lower your taxable income through deductions, or you can lower your actual tax liability or the amount that you owe through tax credits. Yeah, so some people might think that when the year's over, you can't still affect your tax liability from the previous year. Now, through deductions and credits, you can actually really tax plan and save on taxes. But one thing that you can do, which you have until April 15th of the following year, is contribute to an IRA, and that will actually affect your previous year's tax liability.
So Dion, you mentioned a way for people to actually retroactively save taxes on their 2020 filings. IRAs are an excellent way to do that. We can help people with their IRAs. What are some of the other things that people do or ways that they can save on their taxes for the 2020 year?
Yeah, so there's two things. It's going to be a standard deduction. That's going to automatically be applied to anyone. Those limits or that deduction might be different depending on if you're single, married, or if you're head of household, meaning you're a single parent with a qualifying dependent. Now, there's also credits that affect your tax liability and can even actually help you get a refund. Some of those tax credits might be if you own an electric vehicle, solar energy, if you have a child for the child tax credit. And another one that I like might be even if you're a self-employed individual, the sick leave credit.
So Dion, 2020 was a very unique year for everything. What are some of the unique tax credits or deductions that people can take for 2020?
So I'll first start off with the one that everyone knows. It's called the Recovery Rebate Credit, or some of us might have known it as the stimulus checks that were advanced to us in 2020. If for some reason you didn't get it but you actually qualify, you can actually claim that Recovery Rebate Credit on your tax return this year. Now, another one I want to talk about, which is going to help a lot of self-employed individuals, is the Paid Sick Leave Credit. For yourself, you're going to be able to take up to 10 days of sick leave for the 2020 year. And if you had a qualifying dependent, and for some reason, maybe their daycare was closed or school was closed, or you had to take time off work to take care of them, you can take up to 50 days of sick leave. And a total, it's going to be $15,110 credit, which you can claim on your taxes. And it's refundable.
So Dion, I have a unique question.
Okay.
So many people at the beginning of the year received a $1,200 stimulus check. And then many people at the end of the year also received another $600 stimulus check. Do you have to claim that on your taxes? Do you have to pay income tax on that?
That's a great question. That's a question I get asked a lot. And that stimulus payments that you received are not taxable income. They were an advanced tax credit that's going to be available on your taxes that you file in 2021 for 2020. And if you didn't get it and you qualify for it, you'll be able to claim it on your return. If you did get it, no worries. It's not going to affect your tax liability at all.
So what are some of the changes that you saw, differences that you saw from the 2019 filings to the 2020 filings?
So I think the biggest thing and the most important one is last year we had an extended tax season, right? I mean, people were filing their taxes in July. This year, the deadline is April 15th, as set today.
Instead of the September 15th that it was last year.
Right. Now you can file an extension and get your tax deadline extended, but last year everyone had an automatic extension. That is not the case this year. You want to make sure that you file a long time to avoid any penalties and interest.
Are there any of the other numbers that have changed from 2019 to 2020?
So two things I want to share with you is the first one is the standard deduction for this year is actually increased slightly by $200 per person, $400 per couple. And another one is if you normally take the standard deduction, you can actually take $300 deduction for contributing to a qualifying charity, which you normally would only be able to claim if you itemize your tax return.
So Dion, the U.S. tax code is very complicated, and there's a lot of changes in 2020. And we only touched on a few basic things here today. What's the best way for somebody to contact you if they wanted to set up their taxes for next year or do their taxes for this year?
So the best way to contact me if you have any tax questions or concerns is by going to my website and scheduling a no-charge consultation, and I'd be happy to speak with you.